Story time. This story time is about an energy that I've heard called the collector. This main male that I dealt with, they're an empty vessel. Most of these people sold their souls to Satan or some other dark entity. What this looks like is they may be controlled by Satan or those dark entities while they're still alive, and then their soul is promised to Satan or those dark entities after their death. This person, this main male, they did more than that. They didn't sell their soul. They sold or promised Satan their vessel, their temple, their body. And this person, if people knows them or you've interacted with them, you'll notice these things that I describe about them have been true for a very long time. I believe this person may have done this young, like in their 20s, possibly in their late teens. But once this person sold their vessel or they agreed to allow Satan to inhabit their vessel, their soul immediately exited. So without any spirit inhabiting this person's vessel, they are empty. This person, if you know who I'm talking about or you've ever interacted with them, they're called the collector because they go around, and I can only speak from the context of their interaction with me as a woman. But when they discover a characteristic or a trait, then they siphon that person's energy so that they can steal that characteristic or trait. And they do this because he does not have a personality of his own. Most people who sell their soul, they still have the personality that's attached to their soul. Because this person sold their vessel or agreed to allow Satan to possess their vessel, the vessel itself does not have a soul, so there is no personality. This person goes woman to woman, and the reason is because in society, this person tries to pretend to be divine. A divine being is a balance of divine feminine and divine masculine energy. So in the context of interactions with divine feminines, if they see a characteristic or a trait, or it could just be their attraction to the divine feminine energy, they have to keep a constant source of this energy so that they can portray to be this person, this divine being. Because it's all about energy, and a divine being is a balance of divine feminine and divine masculine energy. This person isn't that, though. This person is an empty vessel that allowed Satan to reside in their temple. So in order to give the illusion that they were divine, they had to keep a continuous source of divine feminine energy. So this person may look like someone that goes woman to woman to woman to woman to woman. And they may have even created the illusion that there's some spiritual purpose for this, like that they're sharing their divine energy or something like that. They're not. They're stealing divine energy. Now, like I said, it's a balance of divine feminine and divine masculine energy. For them to siphon divine feminine energy, they have sexual relations. This person is someone who also siphons divine masculine energy. I'm not sure how that process works because I'm not a divine masculine, but I do know that to the people who know this person intimately or closely, it may look like there may be one man, and this man may not even know that they are a divine masculine, but this main male who sold their vessel to Satan would know, because Satan would be attracted to that divine masculine's light. So what that would look like, this main male, it would look like for 20 years, every single female that this divine masculine slept with, this person would go right behind them, sleeping with them. And to this person and to everybody else, it would just look like this, okay, he just likes to go after the person out of jealousy or whatever reasons they develop in their mind. But it's more than that. What this person is doing is, any female that divine masculine sleeps with, this main male would have to follow behind in order to siphon that divine masculine's energy. And like I said, it's likely the divine masculine does not even know what this person is doing. He just may have gotten used to it, because like I said, this has been happening for like 20 years. And it literally looks like the divine masculine sleeps with somebody, and then as soon as he moves on, this main male follows right behind and starts sleeping with the same woman. And to him, like, the divine masculine is probably just like, okay, he just likes my leftovers. No, that's not what he's doing. He has to keep a continuous source of divine feminine and divine masculine energy, so energetically he can show up as a divine being. If anybody knows a person like this, then this person is an empty vessel. They go divine feminine to divine feminine. Even the divine feminines may not even know what he's doing. But it looks like this person goes woman to woman to woman to woman to woman. And he moves on after he creates an energetic cord and basically collects the energy. To these females, what it looks like is, every time you start to move on, every time you start to forget about this man, every time you start becoming interested in another man, he pops back up, because he needs to keep the cord open. To the divine masculine, it looks like, if the divine masculine is keeping a secret about any female he's sleeping with, this person is extra curious. Like, this person has to know who that divine masculine is sleeping with. But this person has been carrying on this facade for years, just like this. In 2023, I exorcised Satan from this man. Anybody close to them around July, August 2023, they would have noticed this person's eyes were probably black. they would have noticed that this person sat around all day doing nothing. They may have even had to remind this person to eat food. Once Satan was exorcised from this person's vessel, they were an empty vessel. Possibly in maybe October or November of 2023, this person may have started displaying female characteristics. And this would only be something that some people close to this person would notice. It would be like, it would seem like this person was competing with women. That's because this person invoked a Jezebel spirit as an attempt to beat me or whatever, this invisible competition that they have with me. But that's my story. God bless. Good night.